What's up, everybody? Coach Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Valorant video. And in this video, we have a lot of things to talk about. Most importantly, there was a giant story involving Ninja. Basically, a team got banned based on the back of a Ninja accusation, and it turns out that that team probably wasn't aimbotting. So we're gonna break that all down. You can decide for yourself who was right and wrong in the entire situation. Plus, we have more in-depth leaks about the brand new stealth agent, so make sure you watch to the end. But right now we have a special $50 off your lifetime subscription. So do yourself a favor, go check it out in the links down below to get that Gamely premium sub at a fraction of the cost. But enough BS, let's jump right into it. Now basically, there was a tournament over the weekend hosted by the Pittsburgh Knights, and it was an actual Valorant tournament, and Ninja's team Timon was playing in that tournament. The Ninja's team went up against a team called Built by Gamers, and actually Ninja reached out afterwards because Ninja's team Timon and Ninja himself thought that one of the players in the tournament was actually very suspicious. Specifically, BBG's Critical had this one clip that looked rather sus, at least according to Ninja and his team. So we're gonna look into that clip right now. Let's roll it.
Not worth the effort. Keep that weapon into the next round. Allow Timon to pick things up. So that's going to be putting time in with an 8th round. Slowly and surely we go.
Slow and steady wins the race, and that's going to be what BBG are aiming for. Okay, we'll save this Vandal.
Now, some players are going to say this looks really sus, and other players are going to say that this doesn't look sus at all, but this is where the story just gets freaking crazy complicated. You see, because normally this would go to the Riot dev team themselves, and then they would use their systems to actually figure out whether or not the person was actually cheating. But the problem was all of the Riot devs are actually gone for Christmas, so they didn't really have anyone to turn to, and to basically try to actually preserve competitive integrity, the actual president of the Pittsburgh Knights made a decision that this clip did indeed look suspicious, so they have thus just actually disqualified BBG Built by Gamers. Now, right off the bat, there were a lot of people that were actually defending the clip. If you actually look in, Zoms from Sentinel said this: "Unlucky, clip isn't even sus. When he flicks to the right, his crosshair lands nowhere near the enemy, then adjusts to the right for the right push. No one would be dumb enough to hit an aim key anyways in a 1v4 save." So you already have no credible actual people to make the decision, first off, because the actual Valorant devs can't look into it themselves. You have one guy coming in and actually deciding that he thinks it's sus enough to warrant a disqualification, and a player on BBG actually came out and said this: "We have been removed from the Knights before Christmas tournament due to Timon disputing that Critical was cheating. There is no hard evidence on him. The decision was made based off reviewing Twitch clips. Apparently there was a request sent to Riot to review Vanguard info from our match, but since Riot is all on Christmas break, it cannot be reviewed, and so we were removed from the tournament off of a pure suspicion. This is incredibly disappointing and amateur in my opinion. Teams have every right to dispute matches due to suspicions, but these are just that, suspicions. Critical has been cleared by Riot 3 times already, and there's no way to hard prove he was cheating, and the evidence is just not enough. I have to think the fact that Ninja had such a big following is a factor in this, but who knows? That's it for now. Merry Christmas all." Now, these are some pretty hard stances on the entire thing. He said there is not enough evidence for Critical to be actually banned based on cheating. Riot has already cleared him. These Twitch clips are simply not enough, and he also calls out specifically Ninja, stating that his rather big following was one of the turning points that really pressured the president of Knights. Now, the president of Knights, James O'Connor, actually stated this on Twitter. He said, "After reviewing the clips, I made the final call to DQ the team. With the tournament continuing tomorrow and us putting competitive integrity first, we suggested BBG decline to play, and they agreed. Riot is currently reviewing his 4th cheating accusation in the past few months." And then Slasher actually responded to this saying, "Yeah, everyone thought former CSGO players cheated as well. The only people that can decide if someone is cheating is Riot, not us armchair analysts going over 15-second clips like we're flushaholics trying to chase out our next high. Seems like a hasty decision." Now, honestly, this is where I thought the story was gonna end, and people were really furious on Twitter, pointing fingers. A lot of people were mad at Ninja, and a lot of people were mad at James O'Connor. Now, the thing is, I don't really blame Ninja, and I know you might not agree with me. You might might actually want to blame Ninja, but I personally don't blame him because this guy has gotten multiple actual cheat accusations in the past. So it's obvious that however he plays, he might just be someone that is really mechanically good, and it leaves people second guessing, especially when no one's on LAN. So it's only natural for that to be the case, to say, hey, I want a request of this. No one really knew that the actual Riot devs couldn't actually go through and really flush these players out. And on top of that, it was really James O'Connor overstepping his bounds and making the final call here that really just seems short-sighted. Not only do I personally not think that the clip was very sus, but realistically, clips can be very deceiving, especially on Twitch, especially over LAN, and I really do think that you need professionals to step in to actually determine whether or not something was cheating or not. Now, I kind of wish that the story just ended with one bad call, but it doesn't end there. Anti-cheat police department, the anti-cheat PD, they actually came out and said that they have no reason to believe that Critical Valorant is cheating at the current time. The clips that they received as evidence are not conducive of anything. Now, the thing is, James O'Connor actually looked at this statement. They said that Anti-Cheat PD didn't detect anything, so they're reinstating the team whether they choose to play or not. Ninja's team will not move forward. Thanks for the fast response during the holiday. Now, this is actually a really crazy precedent. It's actually very strange, because if you don't know, the Anti-Cheat Police Department, the person who created that was actually a big-time Overwatch player who really looked through all of the cheating and was really investigating the groups of cheating in Overwatch, and that guy got eventually picked up and he got put, and he actually works for Riot now, according to all the information that has been fed to me. So he no longer actually works for the Anti-Cheat Police Department, which, by the way, is just a freaking Twitter group, a Discord group. It's not anything legitimate. Now, that doesn't mean that these people don't have a fair amount of credibility in the scene. They do have a fair amount of credibility in the scene, but at the end of the day, they're not Riot. They're just a group of people that look out for cheats and try to find cheats, but that doesn't make them the end-all decision maker like actual Riot devs that do this professionally. And not only did James ban a team based on a whim here, but then retracted his ban based on basically not much better than his own whim, in my personal opinion. But as usual, I want to know your opinion about all that in the comments down below. Now, that being said, NRG Zay responded to this saying, "You can't beat real, dude." And Ninja responded to that saying, "Do you think he should have kept the team banned after nothing was detected by the anti-cheat? This dude has more CS experience than you have being alive, almost, and they made a call, and they are now being professional and reversing their decision. Are you upset about that?" And while I understand what Ninja is trying to say here, there's more credibility to the side backing, of course, built by gamers, but really, it was a really hasty call in the first place, so I don't really blame people for being mad at what was a really poorly run tournament, if I'm being honest. This was just a really bad mismanagement from all sides, according to what it seems. And I really hope that orgs actually learn from this going into the future, where you can't just ban people based on a whim. You can't ban people based on not legitimate evidence, and that is basically what happened. But, you know, I really need to know what you think about this entire story. Very complicated story. There could be little bits and gaps that I'm missing in the story. It was a really ever-expanding story with a lot of random lines and random conversations, so the entire picture might not be shown to us. So definitely keep that in mind before you raise your pitchforks or anything like that, but I do want to know what you think about it, so yeah. Anyways, moving on to the next story, we gotta talk about the new actual leaked picture of the new agent. So basically, the actual Valorant Twitter actually tweeted out a video where the developers talked to actual people, and in that, we actually got to see a little silhouette of a character in the actual video posted by Riot themselves. Now, right off the bat, there's several things that come to my mind. First off, why the hell is Ninja not only accusing people of aimbotting, but he's actual playable character? No, all joking aside, why does this look so freaking photoshopped? And I would just think, hey, this is fake, but literally this was posted by the Valorant Twitter themselves. Now, on top of that, not only does it look really photoshopped, but because it was posted by Valorant themselves, it seems that they're either one, not trying to keep under wraps, two, it was just like an early prototype picture for the character, or three, they're trying to intentionally mislead us. Not really sure which one it is, but it's definitely not the picture that's going to be going in the game, even if it's going to be somewhat similar to how the stealth agent is going to look. But definitely let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. And make sure you go to the Game Leap website right now for $50 off your lifetime subscription. Do yourself a favor and don't miss out on this amazing opportunity to level up and climb the ranks with ease. But that's all I got for you today. I hope you learned something. Thanks so much for coming by. I love your faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.